Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a few things that I see going on in the collective. And this is going to be a different kind of conversation because, as some of you are aware, I have already mentioned that my higher self, higher realm, ascended consciousness, my ninth dimensional self, whatever the heck you want to call it, right? It doesn't really have a name. It's me. But I have been feeling primed and pushed to go back and swap out my ascension hat for the next phase of this to bring more healing into the forefront. And so that's what I'm going to do, because we're going to start talking about healing, because I know that there's a lot of you out there who really could use some support. And as mentioned before, this is also going to shift to the focus of my online community. So if healing is something that interests you, please make sure you check us out. You could subscribe for 1 month, and if you don't love it, you certainly can unsubscribe and go along your way. But my goal and wish is for you to really love what we have going on there and want to become a member, because we're creating a community of like-minded people. And in that like-mindedness, we're all healing ourselves individually and also as a collective. So that's really the goal in that community. But enough about that. So let's talk about healing and what I'm seeing. Now, a few days ago, I made a video and talked about a few things, and then had a couple of people mention to me that they were having issues with their eyes. So I thought I would talk about the eyes today, and also some observations that I'm making with eyes, and the fact that I have 2 of them just like you, and have been having the same issues for many, many years. Although now it's gotten better for me, some of you are finding it really becoming a problem for you. And that's because we are all in different places with our ascension. So I've done a lot of this already so that I could assist and support you through your ascension process as we head through this next few years. So the eyes are very interesting because, of course, the eyes, the energy of the eyes is all about seeing clearly, okay? And when we have any kind of an eye issue, it's about not being able to see things quite the way we would like them in the clarity within which we would like, okay? But you know, on another level, what's been taking place this past year is, or since 2012, since we went into ascension, and then really, I love to bring up the physical part of physical ascension, which happened in 2017, because it's all very relative, right? How the body had to get engaged and suddenly shift into the higher frequencies too, because it didn't want to be left behind. Because after all, if we are sending our consciousness, but we're not taking our body with us, well, we're not sticking around on the earth plane. We have to depart the earth plane and find a new experience elsewhere. So it's very important for us to take our body with us. So that consciousness and the love and support that we have to offer to our body when it's going through an upgrade, when it's going through an activation, is super, super important, so that we're constantly thanking it for a job well done, instead of getting mad at it and being like, those ascension symptoms, they're not symptoms. They're not, there is no such thing. If you are still using that term, you're rooting in third dimension. It is time to switch out to ascension upgrades and ascension activations, because that's what's happening. Your body is activating, it's upgrading, all of the molecules are upgrading, the DNA is upgrading, okay? And we have to take our body with us. So it's not a symptom of ascension, a byproduct. It is an activation and an upgrade of ascension. That is like so much more powerful than aligning with yourself with the fact that it's an ascension symptom, right? Because symptom is a 3D word. And so we don't want to associate with the 3D stuff anymore because we cannot be a placeholder for 3D. We just can't. Our field will not allow us to do that because the minute we root into the 3D with our thinking, our emotions, our actions, our words, well, guess what? We're creating illness in the body. We're generating illness in the body. So we have to stop doing that. We have to start thinking ourselves as powerful co-creators with our universe, powerful masters, ascended masters here to do phenomenal things, right? Because after all, we're all a fractal of source. And if we are a fractal of source, of the one, of God, and we know that there's a multiverse out there somewhere, then God itself has a creator too. So we're just a tiny little speck of the greater picture of what is out there. And so when we start to realize that we are the essence of the all, the one, the powerful, the infinite, the quantum, the everything, the multidimensional, the interdimensional, right? Then it just changes everything. It changes everything. So start thinking of yourself as the more. Okay, so it requires that we pay attention to what's taking place in our body now. This is where everything gets highlighted for us. So we have to pay attention to what's going on, especially when we're having these activations and upgrades like the eyes, and the eyes are getting scratchy, they're getting itchy, and sometimes we're seeing a little wonky. One day you're seeing great, the next day not so much. And it's going back and forth, and it's going to go back and forth as your eyes are adjusting, as the eyes start to come online because the pineal gland is activating and your third eye is activating. You know, our two human eyes that we see with these human eyes, they were just like a placeholder for the third eye until the third eye woke up and came online. When the third eye comes online, then we're far seeing. We're seeing into multidimensional realms, right? We're seeing into higher places. And so that's the goal here, for us to be able to see in these higher ascended ways, these higher ascended states of consciousness. Okay, so when we do hit those moments where we're noticing that, you know, suddenly, oh, the itchiness that we've had in our eyes has now gone away because maybe the star particles or the crystalline particles, those crystalline flecks that are in our body that are being generated by our crystalline light body activations and upgrades, are also affecting our eyes, not just the itchies on our skin, but also the eyes. And so when we're done with that upgrade, it's going to shift everything. It's going to make the greens greener outside. It's going to make the blues bluer. It's going to make things look brighter. It's going to make things look more enhanced. It's like you're looking out of your eyes, but with a new kind of like technicolor, kind of special added something bonus, right? As you're looking around and noticing that suddenly everything is a lot more vibrant as you're seeing it. And this is something that's going to just keep happening and go, you know, you're going to swap back and forth, right? They might be itchy for a little while, and then all of a sudden the itching stops and you're noticing you can see differently, or like me, I'm starting to see orbs and, you know, seeing more beings in my field of vision. And so we're just starting to see more because the third eye is being activated through the process of these DNA upgrades and activations that we're having. And so the eyes are being targeted, and the eyes are about seeing clearly. It's about seeing the things that are in our path. And sometimes we don't like what we're seeing. And when we don't like what we're seeing, that anger translates into something with our eyes. Okay. Now, sometimes if we're not paying attention and we're getting angry at what we're seeing and we don't like it, we don't like it, we don't like seeing it, we're going to create a sty in our eye because the sty is angry, right? Or we're gonna create a red eye situation, right? Where the eyes are constantly red, itchy, and irritated because they're angry. It's angry energy that is in the eyes. We're constantly focused on, well, I'm seeing something I don't like, right? But it's on a subconscious level. We might not even be aware that we're doing it. And how about cataracts? More and more people these days are showing up with cataract surgeries. I cannot believe how many people are having problems with cataracts. So now, if you look at what cataracts are, right? Cataracts stop us from seeing. It's like a shield over the eye. So we're not seeing clearly because there is something shielding the eye, right? And if you think about that, it's happening because we can't see a happy future, right? That's what cataracts represent. The eye gets shielded because we put that shield in place because we're afraid of what we're seeing. We put that shield in place over our eye because we're afraid of what we're seeing as our future. It's not happy. It doesn't look bright. I feel defeated, so I can't look. I don't want to look. It hurts to look. It makes me angry to look. That's the energy of cataracts, okay? So if you or you know somebody that is struggling with cataracts, changing the mindset, letting go, doing the work, rooting into the work. All the work is out there. I've given it to you over the course of the last few years. All of my YouTubes talk about how to move beyond what is looking like a reality, but it's not really. It's an illusion. And the only reality that we have is right here where we are in this moment now, right here and nowhere else. This is our reality. And if we are not out there somewhere, then that reality does not exist for us because the only reality that we have is right here. But we could create in that reality out there if we're not careful with where we're placing our thoughts, our words, our actions, and our emotions. We can tether to that reality out there very, very easily. And then because we're tethered out there and we really don't like what we see, we don't like what we feel, we don't like what we hear, we don't like how it seems to be playing out, then we're going to create that energy in our field, in our body, and eventually we're going to create an issue, a health issue, in the place that we focus enough attention. So for someone that is focusing their attention to the fact that they do not like what they see, they may create a cataract. Maybe a sty isn't enough. Maybe they need a cataract to wake them up because the sty is not going to do it. Okay, so this is what happens. And when we are not in alignment doing our work and we have something like a cataract show up, it's because our soul is trying to wake us up through the cataract. It's trying to get us to ask the questions. Why did the cataract happen? Why did it manifest in my eye? Why am I having this problem? What is this really about? It's getting us to be a critical thinker, okay? Some people are not going to go down that route. That's their choice. But for the rest of us that want to be tuned in and think, this is the energy of a cataract. This is the energy of the eye. The eye is clear seeing. It sees everything. It's the human that doesn't like what it sees. And then it wants to shut that down. So if you're dealing with cataracts or you know somebody that has cataracts, that's what that's about, okay? So another thing that popped up is the draining of sinuses, okay? So we're doing the eyes and the nose today. So the draining of the sinuses, and I am seeing this a lot. And I have treated herbally, I have treated severe sinus issues. I mean, severe, so severe that it was chronic. They wouldn't stop, right? But there's always ways to treat it. And we can do that very, very effectively, especially when we use energy as our medicine. And then we complement it with a complementary, organic type of remedy, right? And we're not treating the body in a harsh way, but treating the body in loving kindness. So the eyes, right? So we're talking about the eyes again, and we're talking about the sinuses, which is located between the eyes, third eye, right? And so when we have a sinus issue, any kind of sinus issue, we're just going to talk general terms, okay? That's because we are not able to cry those tears that need to be cried. So it turns into a sinus issue because it's a collection, literally a collection of uncried tears. It's literally what it is. Okay. So if you have sinus issue, there is some uncried emotion that needs to come up for you. Okay. That you have not dealt with. Now, the second part of the sinuses is, of course, affecting the nose, and the nose running with either the sinus issue or mucus or discharge or whatever it is, right? And the nose, I love the nose. So quite a few years ago, I had a client whose child had a bloody nose and it was reoccurrent. And she's like, I don't understand why my child keeps having a bloody nose. And so when I went in to connect with the energy of that child, it basically told me is I don't feel like I'm seen. And that's exactly what the nose represents. The nose is, it's as plain as the nose on your face. Have you ever heard that? You know that phrase, right? Look at that. It's as plain as the nose on your face. Don't you see it, right? Well, that's what the nose represents. It represents being seen. And so, unfortunately, when we have a sinus issue, we have a runny nose as well. And if you put the two of them together, many times in the work that I do with people, I see sinus issues and runny noses or bloody noses, because remember, it's the nose, because we are not being seen. We are not being seen. We're not being seen in the way that we want to be seen. And so what ends up happening is the emotions that get jammed up because we're not letting them out, we're holding them in, get jammed up, and they go right into the place where it is aligned with that emotion. And the feelings of, I am not seen, right? I am not seen. I am not valued. I'm not appreciated. I'm not taken seriously. Okay, is the nose. And so we could either have a bloody nose, and the blood has to do with circulation. So it's how we feel like we're circulating in our lives. So if we're not circulating very well and we don't feel like we're being seen, then obviously we're going to have a bloody nose. But if we're having a sinus issue and it's affecting the nose and it's not just jammed up in the sinus area, then a lot of times it's because we have emotions that need to be just discharged. We're feeling like we're not seen or we're not heard, and so that's one of the ways that it comes out. Okay, so if you know anybody that is dealing with these issues, please feel free to send them this video and help them understand what's going on with them. Okay. That's a purpose for me doing this. I plan on doing this going forward and highlighting things that I'm seeing taking place within the collective so that I can help assist you with becoming aware and more conscious and more present in your body, so we could stop creating illness and start healing and shifting as we're moving forward. Obviously, if you feel like you need to have a session with me and do some deeper one-on-one work to discharge whatever it is, or to understand what might be presenting or that you're not aware of, because obviously sometimes this stuff could be on the subconscious end and we don't even know what it is that's creating let's say the cataracts, the sinus issue, whatever, and you want to go through that deep dive, please, I welcome you to book a session with me. I would love to help you uncover what it is and then heal whatever's taking place with you. But this is pretty much going to be the focus moving forward. So in between the little updates on energy and what I'm seeing playing out, and how to, handle it, I'm also going to give you these little updates with energy and what I see in the collective as far as healing that is needed. So if you find this interesting and you'd like to see more of this, please let me know in the comments down below. At the very least, if you find this video helpful, please make sure you give me that thumbs up, because it really does help my videos get seen. After all, this content is for you. It's free. I do my best to come on here when I can and share as much as possible. I am going to tell you that over the course of the next few weeks, it's going to get bumpy out there. I've been saying that for a while, that we may see a little bit of chaos coming our way. So please do not freak out, hold space for whatever is transpiring, and allow yourself to be love for everything, because everything has a purpose, okay? Even though we may not really understand it, it has a purpose. And so it has to play out this way because it's coming to an end. It is literally collapsing right in front of us. There's nothing we need to do. If you're feeling frustrated, go for a walk in the woods. It's a great place to supercharge yourself and to discharge any energies that you don't want to hold on to. Trust me, our friends, the trees, will be more than happy to help you transmute that distortion. Gaia would love to connect with you, as well as the birds and all of the different animals that are going to be around you. That's one of my favorite things to do. I did take a little walk today. It was amazing to just get out there and just clear my head. So I would say do the same thing if you're feeling like you need to get out there and just let go. Okay. So I hope that you found this helpful. Again, if there is anything that you'd like me to talk on, please drop it below in the comments. Know that I love you so, so very much. Oh, did you check out my outro video? So the one with Bella. I'm so excited because I have new music for it, that the most amazing individual I have ever known gifted it to me. So I am so happy to share it with you. He is an incredible talent. His YouTube handle is here different. You'll see him comment below. Please give him a follow. He is just my heart. So I'm so grateful to him for offering that to me. And I hope you enjoy it. It'll be at the end of the video, so stick around, check it out, and let me know what you think. Okay? So I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful whatever it is that you're doing, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye-bye.